So I have just come back from a screening of the new movie First Man, and here is my review of the music by Justin Hurwitz. And we're starting right about now. So as I say, I have just got back from the screening, like really just got back. If you look carefully enough, you can still see the popcorn between my teeth. And honestly, I'm still a bit of a daze from what I've seen. It is a visually stunning, emotionally raw, and incredibly transportive experience for the audience. And the music by Justin Hurwitz only helps to pack the punches, soften the blows, and precisely paint a picture. The entire aesthetic of the movie is just beautiful, and the music really helps. When I had to listen to the one or two tracks that were available before the release of the movie, I have to say I was a little bit confused by the use of theremin. I thought it sounded a bit comical, a bit odd, and actually a bit distracting during the movie, but it really wasn't. The overall musical world of this movie is certainly a bit of modern sci-fi, a bit of contemporary mid-century sci-fi, and actually a little bit of mid-century classical traditions as well, which of course is very appropriate given it's set in the 60s and 2001 Space Odyssey has no doubt just been released, and well, we know how that goes. And the use of theremin in that context then really just makes it feel authentically 60s without it actually being authentically 60s and still feeling modern and fresh, if that makes sense. But that actually got me a bit confused at first, watching this biopic yet hearing all these sci-fi techniques. Certainly as the whole movie itself feels more interstellar than Apollo 13. But then looking back on it, I think that was probably an incredibly effective directing and musical decision here. If movie audiences now are just inclined to watch biopic and just go, well, yeah, that happened, not too dramatic then, but they really respond to the thrill of a sci-fi like Interstellar, then make the biopic like Interstellar. And the use of silence in this movie is perhaps one of the best I've ever heard in any movie, and that's including Infinity War. I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall in that spotting session because they really are chosen very well, those moments. As are the choice of hit points, they are very on point. There are some nice choice moments where the hit points respond to jump cut. Not every jump cut, but every now and again the really important jump cuts, the music responds and builds up to that moment. So again, drawing on maybe cliches, but not doing it to an extent that it feels cliched. And the musical themes as well have a definite shape to them. It just seems to nicely represent the shapes of this movie, the shape of the equipment, of the location and landscape and scenery, the shape of space, if that makes sense, the shape of the trajectory. Again, really nicely ties the music into what we're seeing on screen. And speaking of trajectory as well, this movie is incredibly dizzying. Obviously, there are some unbelievable G-forces that are being represented on screen here, but the editing, photography, sound design and music really help you feel that as an audience member. There's a particular scene in which something goes wrong in a space mission and Neil Armstrong is left seconds away from complete disaster and everything is spinning at an unbelievable force. And the music in those moments also helped to bring out that energy, that trajectory, that motion. And the space as well, with the use of wind machine, theremin driving synth beats, and swirling and swelling winds and brass and string instruments. And there are some moments as well that I can think of in particular where the established sequences that we've been hearing over and over again for a little while are disrupted with a modulation or introductory of a new theme, or theme being put in a different instrument or some variation, and that keeps you interested. It keeps the adrenaline going in these scenes rather than just letting it. And the music as well, it does hark back to modern sci-fi techniques and traditions, but it really brings a very, very fresh take on it. Probably because it infuses it with all these different other styles. I mean, for example, it was completely unexpected when we'd just seen the successful outcome of a test in space, and then all of a sudden you're listening to a waltz. But because it was a waltz that had meaning and connotations with his family saying, it just felt right. I guess that really is a very good summary of what sets this movie apart from like Apollo 13. The focus, despite this boundless space that they're exploring, really is on Neil's family. And the music really is one important factor in this huge piece of modern art. I mean, the scene where Apollo 11 takes off, incredible! The photography and the colour and the shapes and the motion of everything was just, again, really dizzying, but really, really stunningly beautiful. I guess that really is my lasting impression of this score from just one viewing of the movie, reinforcing the incredible visuals and photography that we're seeing on screen, but also delves right into the heart of what is going on here. So I want to know, have you seen First Man? Have you listened to the soundtrack in full? I want to know what you think about it. Share your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single one. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit like and share it with anyone else you think might enjoy it. And if you're new here, it'd be incredible to have you subscribe so you can get more reviews, more behind the scenes stuff, and more incredible stories of music and film.